before the noise of the world begins, before the messages, the headlines, the demands, the expectations. There is a small window where your mind has not yet been touched by distraction. In that moment, your thoughts are unshaped clay, and what you say to yourself in that quiet space determines the structure of your entire day. Most people wake up and immediately surrender control. They reach for their phones. They scroll. They react. They allow the outside world to program their emotional state before they have even stood up, and then they wonder why they feel anxious, behind, overwhelmed, or unfocused. But the Stoics understood something profound. The mind must be trained before it is tested. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your internal dialogue. And if you do not consciously choose that dialogue, it will default to fear, doubt, and comparison. There are 5 words you must tell yourself every morning if you want to rewire your mind for strength, clarity, and control. Discipline. Discipline is the foundation of self-respect. It is not about harshness. It is not about punishment. It is not about being robotic or emotionless. Discipline is the decision to act according to principle rather than impulse. Most people operate on feelings. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel inspired, they train. If they feel confident, they try. But feelings are unstable. They fluctuate with sleep, stress, weather, and other people's opinions. If your life is built on emotion, it will collapse under pressure. The Stoics believed that virtue, not emotion, should guide behavior. When you wake up and say discipline, you are reminding yourself that your standards are higher than your moods. Discipline means getting up when comfort tells you to stay in bed. It means working when procrastination whispers that you can do it later. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term pleasure. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen the neural pathway associated with self-control. You are literally rewiring your brain. Over time, discipline becomes less of a struggle and more of an identity. You no longer force yourself to act. You simply act because that is who you are. And when you trust yourself to follow through, your confidence becomes unshakable. Because it is no longer based on talent, luck, or external praise. It is based on evidence that you keep your word to yourself. Control. The second word is control. There is immense peace in understanding what is within your power and what is not. Anxiety thrives when you attempt to manage what you cannot influence. You worry about outcomes. You stress about opinions. You replay conversations. You predict worst-case scenarios. The Stoics taught the dichotomy of control, a simple yet life-changing principle. Some things are up to you. Some things are not your thoughts, your effort, your values, your response. These are yours. The economy, other people's behavior, the past, random events, these are not. When you wake up and tell yourself control, you are narrowing your focus. You are refusing to waste emotional energy on what does not belong to you. This does not mean passivity. It means precision. You invest your effort where it has power. You release what you cannot alter. Imagine the mental strength that develops when you stop blaming, stop complaining, stop reacting impulsively. Instead, you ask one question: what is within my control right now? That question alone can dismantle panic. Control gives you composure. Composure gives you clarity. And clarity gives you better decisions. Gratitude. Gratitude is often misunderstood as soft. In reality, It is one of the strongest mental positions you can take. The Stoics practiced imagining loss, not to become fearful, but to deepen appreciation. When you recognize that everything you have could be gone tomorrow, you stop taking it for granted today. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from comparison to contentment, from entitlement to awareness. You woke up today, let alone is not guaranteed. You have the ability to improve, to learn, to correct mistakes, to strengthen your body, to sharpen your mind. When you start your morning in gratitude, you anchor yourself emotionally. You stop chasing validation because you are no longer operating from lack. A grateful mind is not distracted by envy. It is not destabilized by minor inconveniences. It does not crumble under pressure because it understands that hardship is part of growth. Gratitude rewires your perception, and perception shapes reality. Courage. Courage is the bridge between intention and action. Without courage, discipline remains an idea. Without courage, purpose remains a dream. Fear is natural. The Stoics did not deny fear. They confronted it. They understood that avoidance strengthens anxiety, while action weakens it. Every meaningful change in your life will require discomfort. Speaking honestly, taking responsibility, leaving something familiar, starting something uncertain. When you wake up and tell yourself courage, you are preparing for resistance. You are accepting that challenge is not an obstacle, it is training. Courage grows through repetition. Each small act of bravery expands your comfort zone. Over time, what once terrified you becomes normal. And the most powerful transformation happens internally. You stop identifying as someone who hesitates. You become someone who moves forward despite uncertainty. That shift in identity changes everything. Purpose. Purpose aligns all the previous words. Without purpose, discipline feels heavy. Control feels restrictive. Courage feels exhausting. But with purpose, sacrifice becomes meaningful. Purpose does not have to be dramatic. It does not require fame or recognition. It is simply a direction guided by values. The Stoics believed that living virtuously, with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, was the highest aim. When you wake up and remind yourself of purpose, you stop drifting through the day. You stop reacting to every notification, every distraction, every opinion. You move intentionally. Purpose filters decisions. It eliminates trivial conflicts. It sharpens your focus. When your actions are aligned with purpose, even suffering gains meaning. And when suffering has meaning, it becomes bearable. Imagine repeating these 5 words every morning. Not casually, not mechanically, but intentionally. Discipline, control, gratitude, courage, purpose. This is how you rewire your mind. Not through motivation, not through hype, but through repetition and conscious direction. If this message speaks to you, if you are serious about strengthening your mindset and applying Stoic wisdom to modern life, then this channel is for you. Subscribe now and become part of a community committed to growth, resilience, and self-mastery. Turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson that could sharpen your thinking or strengthen your discipline. Your mornings are shaping your future whether you realize it or not. Start shaping them intentionally. And I will see you in the next video.